Hello and welcome to the world of drugs. These are some of my antidepressants. Well, one, two, three. They're what came with it, and there's one missing here, which is like talipram. Just to give you, not enough people ask questions about these. I feel some people should talk about them more. Some people should have a bit of an idea of what goes on with them and their side effects. Their side effects aren't that big. You'll read a lot of horror stories about them. People overdosing. You'll have to take loads, to be honest, to overdose. And if people are going to say, well, no, yeah, my friend took four. And it's like, well, that's not the truth. There probably was a lot of alcohol involved, those kind of things, whatever. That's from my experience. If you're going to tell me that I'm wrong, feel free. I don't really care. To go through these drugs, the first one's like talipram, which is missing. So this is like a gateway drug to your SSRIs, which is basically telling your brain to release more serotonin. With that, your brain tries to release a more feel good factor and says, "Yay, let's be more positive about life." But a lot of these drugs have about 2 year cycles. That's why people are kind of go off again, on again, off again. With citalopram was on about 6 or 7 months, and then I went to venlafaxine, which was about 2 years. It was okay. I was on 150 for twice a day, so one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and I was sluggish a bit, to be honest. I was also putting a lot of weight. Still have put on a lot of weight. I used to be relatively skinny. I've put on about 8 stone in between. That's more of my own lifestyle decisions as well. And then fluoxetine, which was another drug. People call this Prozac. It's shy. The stories here about Prozac. For me, I hear a lot about Prozac in the 1930s, 40s, 50s. Housewife depressed in America, and she went on to Prozac, and everything was fantastic. Well, it's shite. Really is. They're just another drug of that, except more of a kicking in. Because what happens is after 2 years, a lot of these drugs kind of end, their cycles don't become so effective. So the doctor puts you onto this, and then if that doesn't work, then this, and then there'll be 3 or 4 other things coming down the line. It's a lottery. Doctors never say it. Any doctor will tell you it's a lottery. Even saying with antibiotics, if people have an infection, it's a lottery. They'll say these things like, oh, well, we caught it on time, all this kind of stuff. With mental health, with drugs, it's a lottery. That's why a lot of people kind of tend to go for, like, I suppose, illegal drugs, like alcohol. Well, alcohol's not illegal, but it can kill you just as hard as any other illegal drug or substance. But you got to remember, these things are try to calm you down. So we have orazapine here, which is a beta blocker. We have our mesopol, which is basically to line your stomach because fluoxetine makes you go to the toilet quite badly, number 2 ways. And I was on them for about 3 or 4 months until eventually I was on mirtazapine. They're all the same. Some are more hardcore than the others. A lot more people would say mirtazapine does really well for me, whereas venlafaxine does really well for me, and etc. etc. A lot of the time, this is just like, let's say, talipram here, venlafaxine, fluoxetine, mirtazapine, etc. etc. Here's other things as well that people on antidepressants with alcohol. They do work with alcohol depending on how much you take alcohol. So if you take it daily, it's not going to work. People kind of get a bit afraid of taking alcohol, saying like they die. Not shy, because I've seen a few people on the forums there kind of going, "Oh well, I took 2 fluoxetine and went out for the night, and my friend died." No, that's shy. But mirtazapine and all those kind of things, 6 and 2 3s. Or people kind of go mad about yoga and mindfulness, and that's fair enough for some. But some people don't have a strong mind like that. Some people need these kind of things. You hear a lot of kind of bad news about antidepressants as well. And again, it's not helpful because people do need them. People have been on for years. But I do think there needs to be a bit more of a push towards a good antidepressant and not some watered down things to make sure that it takes about 4 or 5 weeks before your brain might kick in, and if that doesn't work, then it's another 4 or 5 weeks. Because all these drugs, right, will take 4 weeks, 4 weeks, 4 weeks. So if you're going from venlafaxine to fluoxetine, you have to start taking that as a half dose and start taking this maybe 2 weeks later as a half dose. But what happens if you're severely depressed? What happens then? Do you go back to the doctor and they go, oh, well, here's something else? But that's going to take 2 or 3 weeks to kick in. I mean, when's there going to be something that, like I was reading stories about where there's like people using like ketamine for antidepressant, and that's been working because ketamine kicks in straight away. I know that's a bad idea. You can't give a person that abuses drugs ketamine or abuses alcohol or abuses any of these kind of drugs ketamine straight away. Chances are to be dead in about 2 or 3 weeks. But when is there going to be something better, rather than some person trying to pull you into a mindfulness class or any of that kind of shit and just saying, well, actually, try this drug. Hopefully next week, 4 or 5 days, you're back up on your feet, you're able to work. I mean, everybody has a choice of drug, whether it be like running or whatever. People have their own families, etc. But when is actually going to be a time for a person that's been really depressed for a very long time, gets their chance and have to work a million miles to get to somewhere that's level on everybody else's field? I don't know. But that's me anyway. That's my journey so far. It's probably going to go a bit longer, but with years. But hey ho, that's life. Cool.